We have two videos we're going to react to in this case, all right? So, for those of you who don't know, Talene has been announced officially by AFK Journey, and it is absolutely hyped. And while I've never played AFK Arena, a lot of people are talking about this, and I want to make a cross comparison. I'm going to react to both of these videos. If you want to watch these videos uninterrupted, then definitely watch these at on your own time. But I want to talk about these videos. I'm going to watch them side by side, and we're going to talk about some differences because I think it's important. And I think it's important for us to cross compare these two, because if we're going to compare anything to AFK Journey, why not the other game that the same company has made, AFK Arena?
Of dreams you wander, the trees are beckoning, the wind keeps pushing back from somewhere out of the mist, a whisper spurs.
This feels like a League of Legends trailer. Like it feels like League, to be honest. Like it has the same cinematic quality, and I like it a lot.
A memory and a spark that ignites a raging blaze, overpowering your flourishing.
Cute. It's like a Wilder, but it's like it's got like a little fire.
Of creation, it's a spirit of hope, and so you break these chains apart, gaining freedom from your still beating heart, and go chasing liberation through the billowing smoke. It's time to rise up from the ashes. You can fight with your destiny. Meet the challenge now. Face the
I like that even though this is the trailer, just like it's not really showing anything about the character themselves, other than, I mean, this character is a good, like you can see like the good versus evil side in the Celestials versus the Hypogeans here, but it's telling a story about how this character is fighting off. I mean, we've seen it before, the corruption, but fighting off this, like, sort of like, you can see the trees have been sort of encased in these like crystallized gems, and so you have this Wilder that's following her, but it's also telling a story about like previous battles.
enemy. It's time to rise up. We can soar. It's the hour of reckoning. Take the opening. Seize the moment. Rise up. We can soar. On this dark and lonely night, new awakenings of power come to light. Cast your eyes upon the moon and stars. They're the beacon of the sky. So you must spread
Little piggy, chill.
these newborn wings as the melody of life in you sings. Let the winds of inspiration carry you high. It's time to rise up from the ashes. You can fight with your destiny.
Flame swords don't make sense to me, because like when you see a flame sword, it looks cool, but like, you ever like move fire, like it doesn't stay sturdy. I never really get it. I'm not really sure. Like how is that supposed to work?
Can't fight with your destiny. Meet the challenge now. Face the enemy. It's time to rise up. We can soar. It's the hour of reckoning. No surrendering.
Reminds me of Scarlita. I love this air battle that we're having right now.
Rise up. We can soar.
This is so cool. Oh, by the way, this music score is insane. Actually insane. So far we've seen essentially two moves. I think, if I recall correctly, the whole like basically grabbing her and then shielding her, that's like the ally protection move that I think she has, and then of course flame sword. But then also, she has basically like a flame that she can cast in response to, I think, defense.
Open your eyes up, it's time to rise up. We can soar. You've got to rise up for the future. Though this fate is recalling you, love is calling you. Join the living, rise up, we can soar.
Right there, that is absolutely insane. Look where it is right here. That's insane. That ultimate goes hard. That goes insane. That's crazy. So, and that shows another move of hers, which is the resurrection. Her whole concept is basically she can die, be reborn. It's like the whole Phoenix thing. So honestly, the trailer is solid. Well, we already have an idea of like the battle she faces. She's kind of like almost like a sentinel watching over. Obviously this is like more of like wilder territory that she's kind of walking in, with this like little wilder sprite that's like kind of like walking with her. But you can already tell the nature of the character and what she protects, sort of her behaviors. Like she's a good person, maybe a bit more standoffish, but does have a good heart. And also is protecting others. You know, you can think of celestials as being these godlike creatures, but yeah, if you can cross compare him with someone like Dianel, you may not get a character who has the same mood. So I like this comparison, or like this difference in a character type. A bit more down to earth type character, a bit more motherly, but also a really well done character and solid music score. Loving the trailer. Everything made sense to me. You could see a bit of the action combat. I don't know if it's a one-to-one translation of what she does in AFK Arena, but you can see a bit of the combat and what's going on here. So I'm liking this a lot. So that was the first trailer. This was the trailer made for AFK Arena. I want to talk about one thing that I saw here that I think is actually full of irony. Look at this description. Look out for Talene, the resurging flame, in a Flame Reborn update coming on January 4th, 2022. So this is 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. Claim a free copy of Talene, the resurging flame, by finishing the in-game event from January 5th to January 19th. And in there lies the solution for what a lot of people have been talking about is the problem currently with the Talene release. A lot of people have been saying it's too soon for another Celestial. We just had a hypogean release, and we've had no time to even get our Rainiers up to Supreme Plus, let alone get this new character in the game. Let's watch the second trailer, and I want you guys to tell me which one's better. This is the trailer that just came out with a day ago. I'm not that behind, I promise. Just a day ago. This is the brand new trailer for the release of Talene.
I faced countless failures.
I love that we're getting voice acting for this as well. I think the voice acting has gotten better for characters. I mean, I know the last character was a tree, But I think the voice acting has gotten better.
I've even fallen into the abyss.
I will say, not to compare AFK Arena to AFK Journey art style. I know there is differences in it, and I know for the most part, AFK Journey looks better overall. But so far in this trailer, I like the way Talene looked in the first trailer versus this trailer right now.
Yet, my inner fire remains unquenched. Through countless trials, the flame shall guide me to rise from the ashes, to return to the battlefield. My name is Talene.
Talene.
Sunlight forms my wings, and fire pulses in my veins. I will fight tirelessly until victory reigns. Through countless trials, my flames will never die.
I think we just got like a if this wasn't if this was like a Genshin, that would be like that would easily be what they would say for the ultimate. My flames never die immediately. That would that's an ultimate line if I've ever heard one. So yeah, I mean to be honest, I won't say that this trailer is bad. I think it's interesting the way they play it, and like I said, the voice acting solid. I don't think the artwork is as good, but I don't think that this trailer tells nearly as much. And I think this has been my problem with a lot of the hero releases, is we release them, but we don't really give them any sort of important backstory. We give them a quest and something that they're achieving, but we don't really know their aims. We don't really know like where they originate from, how things start. We did get to see her EX weapon. They featured it on Twitter, and it does look interesting. Personally, I think the AFK Arena video sells it better. I think the character is more something I attach to, because unfortunately, guys, AFK Journey isn't just about the combat. There are quests, there is a story. So I think that matters, because if a character is strong and there's no story, we don't care, right? But if a character is bad and there's no reason to enjoy the character or connect with the character, then it's just even worse. So I think it's because AFK Journey isn't AFK Arena, we need to talk about how much we connect with these characters. And so I wanted to pull up the weapon here. This is the EX weapon that they featured and they're showing. And something I think is, I don't want to say a constant failure on their part, is that we kind of consider the weapons only to be a tool, to be a benchmark. Meaning, like, once you have the EX weapon, you're going to be able to, like, let's say plus 10 at least. But you most likely want it higher, but like at least plus 10. Then the character really unlocks. But then you have games like Wuthering Waves, where getting the weapon, the specific weapon for that character, has a different set of pulls, to where getting that weapon makes such a difference to make a good character better, but also get that character a much higher bottom line, making that low end even higher. So I think that something that AFK Journey could do to make those characters who aren't good until their EX weapon is giving them the opportunity to unlock those EX weapons sooner than where they're currently at. Like I said, the big thing I'm experiencing right now with my characters as they cross into Mythic Plus is I simply don't have enough of the temporal essence to level up my characters. And I'm noticing more and more that this is a problem across the board. So I think what needs to happen is we need to have better resources for pulls when we don't get characters, so we can at least get resources not only that we absolutely need for the beginning, but also for later in the game. I think we need to have those things change. A lot of things that people have been mentioning in the past is that, oh, we should have diamonds to pull for her instead. But then what happens to all those diamonds you've been spending to get your characters up to Mythic Plus? Like, where did all those extra diamonds go? Or where are you going to get those extra diamonds from now? Well, personally, I think that you need to offer not just diamonds as a way to get those, but you need to offer more routes to get pulls for stargazing and getting stellar crystals. I think right now there's not enough items to where you can experiment. You can either get your pulls that you're wanting to get and you get lucky, or you kind of or you pay, or the third way to do it is you kind of basically limit your joy in the game and go, well, I guess I'll do this until I end up getting the pulls I want. So I think right now it would be a good idea for AFK Journey to follow the methods of a game like Wuthering Waves, which is you can pull for this banner and that's fine, but if you're pulling for this banner, here's the other characters that you will get if you don't get the character you're looking for. And then also, we know that weapons are important and getting that exclusive weapon is important. Here's a banner so you can pull for weapons so you can unlock that sooner. I don't think that would change it to the point. If not, it would tell us, it would be telling if we're pulling for exclusive weapons and we're not leveling these characters up to Supreme. So everyone having at least one copy of her is not impossible. I want to start off by saying that. But unfortunately, like I was saying before, a lot of these characters really aren't competitive and can't really participate in the higher levels of rewards that are offered until they're Mythic Plus. And so if we're looking at about a month's worth of time of getting 1.5 tokens, we're probably looking at, I would say, 3 months. And this has kind of been confirmed by Vulcan, who's done a really great in-depth, basically where he's at and how he got there, of 3 months of farming in order to get your new Celestial or Hypogean up to the stage they are now. The issue I have with that is that not only does it require you to be on the high-end level of the game and have max participation, maxed out in as far as like high ranking, like top 10 guilds, high ranking guilds, it requires you basically every day to grind these out and to have the foresight to go, I'm not going to pull for any other Celestials or Hypogeans and just get this one. I think it's, if you've pulled for like, I'd say 2 or 3 single tokens, you probably have enough as a free to play right now to get your Mythic Plus. It is possible. And like I said, it takes about a month's worth of time, and we really haven't had that great characters in order to get 1 copy. But the thing I propose and the thing I've been saying in my past few videos is, why is that the standard? This is too low and not fair to people who are just trying to enjoy the game. It sucks the enjoyment out of the game where it goes, oh, I'm thinking this far in advance and into the meta, and everyone else who doesn't think about the meta and the future of the game and saving and max ranking their guilds, max ranking arenas, then they don't matter. To me, that is not only toxic for the game's future, but also it kills the value of being a pay-to-win player, of being a whale and showing off your ranking, because it doesn't matter anymore. It's like, well, that's inaccessible to me. I'm gonna stop playing the game because this isn't fun for me. And you can enjoy that, but you can enjoy it with other whales who are still playing the game. So to me, it saps the fun out of the experience to where nobody can enjoy it except for the people who can pay for it. And so if the case scenario that Vulcan shows is that 3 months of high ranking top arena, farming, not spending on Rainier, gets you a Mythic Plus, and you also did that, and that's what you followed, then good for you. But I don't think that's the standard that we should be preaching or saying like this is how things should be. And now I'm not saying that free to play should have a Mythic Plus every Celestial Hypogean. Like there are simply barriers and limitations to being a free to play player. But why isn't a one pull being free, or at least a higher rate of chance whenever we get these heroes in game? Like why isn't that more common? Like even on regular raid up banners, I'm having to do pity pulls and spend my full 20 that I get for free, etc. And how come we're not getting increased pull chances for these new characters? So even if we do save, there's a chance that we're going to spend everything in order to get the bare minimum. We have to bank on pity more than getting this new character and trying out this new character. I think that there's something wrong with that, and I think there needs to be an increased chances, especially when you have new characters being released. It's something that Wuthering Waves is doing with their characters. With Yin Lin, they offered basically an increased chance to pull. And so you don't have to depend so much on the pity. And I think that it's so much more reasonable to do that. I think we need to have events that surround hero releases. I think that we need to have an earlier opportunity for us to try characters and see how they scale without having to spend our diamonds. I don't think spending diamonds is the way. I think more stargazing tokens need to be added. Percentage chances need to change for whenever we get new champions. And we simply need to have a way to provide a pathway for free-to-play players to still grind out content that leads to more enjoyment. Because the way it plays, the way the game plays right now is that everyone's been through this at some point. When you go through the season story or the regular story, you hit these walls. And when you hit those walls, you go from striding to inching to new content, because you're going to hit those barriers more often and more often. Now, things can happen in between to give you bigger strides, but no matter what, you're going to hit a wall again. My wall, for example, has been with lately with the arenas, where I can do well up into a certain point, but once I hit the 24 million base power, that's where it cuts off. Now I may get lucky, but for the most part, I can't go beyond that. And so I'm not saying that I need to be rank 1. I'm saying that things need to be fair enough to where I'm able to access a max rewards for my tier, like my current tier play, and still be able to progress, instead of it being like so restrictive to higher level players that we're going, hey, you can't progress as much until everyone else catches up, which is the current methodology, in case you didn't know, which is basically if you're progressing too fast, we're going to limit how quickly you can progress until these people can catch up. When instead it should be, we're going to boost up the bottom line of players to even that gap out and make them stronger, and then ease off the gas pedal as they get stronger. We'll ease off the buffs. We'll ease off the gaps. That way they have to close the gap themselves with skill, versus where we are currently in the game. Like where we are currently in the game being like, you can't get further. You just have to wait until I'm caught up with you. Because the way that turns out being is basically no one's shifting on top and going to bottom with the method that I'm proposing. All I'm saying is this is giving an opportunity for players who are on the lower end to be able to experience what the high end of gameplay and high reward structure is, and then be able to close that gap themselves, versus just being this artificially lengthened form of content that we've been getting. We've been getting artificially increased and extended forms of content that don't offer anything to the game or the gameplay, and simply make it to something to where everyone has to struggle through this. The speed at which you struggle through this depends on how much you've saved, how lucky you've got on pulls, or how much you've spent. It's all based on things that either people can't control or people get punished for unfairly due to. So I think if any of these ring through, all I want to say is we should be able to experience just as much content as anybody else. But how much we are over leveled, how much we have gotten our pulls, has taken too much of a driver's seat in the enjoyment of this game, to where if you don't get the exact pulls you're looking for, it feels like it feels cruddy to play the game. And I believe this is going to start affecting player retention if nothing is changed. That's my thoughts. Honestly, I like the older trailer better, and I think we need to have more character stories on top of this. In the trailers is a first sign of that we're getting less detailed trailers, less lore heavy trailers in a game that is supposed to be about the lore. So what do you think? If you liked any of these ideas, please give the video a like. If you have ideas, please mention them in the comments. What do you think? And if you've taken offense to this and gone, your account must be messed up, I have 7 billion tokens saved up and I'm only 30 days free to play, I don't care. I don't care. Plain and simple. So mention to me, what do you think? What are you liking? What are you disliking? What are your worries for the future? I hope this video was helpful for you. And if it was, please consider watching some of my other videos on the same topic that I posted recently. And also come to our stream. Check me out on Twitter. Everything is ShawnSetGO. I'd love to see you. And that's all I got for this one. And as per always, may fortune favor your journey. Peace.